major things that we are sad that we weren't part of is Bafana qualifying for the 2025 World Cup,
Yep,
which is
yep,
a huge milestone.
yep.
And I just wanted to like hit back at what he's done and commend him at the transformation as Ibafana throughout the years. Also tap back into your view because this is what Hugo Broos said, and I quote: "If I fail to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, don't even fire me. I resign myself." What gives the coach that much, confidence that he would take South Africa to the
Let's
2025
ask the
World Cup?
coach. Coach,
Coach, what are you saying about Hugo Broos's impact
I mean,
in South African football?
let's talk about quotes, top 5 or top 10 quotes. That is one of the most riskiest things to have ever said. Your job is on the line. You talk about South Africa during that time. What's that? 5 years ago, 6 years. We were in the gutters. For him to say that at that time, and I'm sure he did not see what he sees right now.
Yeah.
Because I heard him speaking recently. I was like, what made South Africa actually go this far? He was like, he realized he had to use the youth. He saw he needed a hunger. Because EPSL was at a state where you had to be 28, 27
Yeah.
just to play in J. Abantu bafumana i-debut when at 22.
Damn, bro.
You started playing young players.
The
MTC
integration.
and Yuga, like ETDC and Yuga, when he said that, I felt that it was like he needed to look into the young players. For him to say, "Bah, you can fire me if I don't make it."
He said, "I'll resign myself." You don't have to fight.
I think
And I remember when he
it
said
was a,
that, I was like, this nigga getting fired.
I think I think it is a powerful statement to make because a lot of people, first of all, didn't believe in him. It's very important to say that a lot of people in the beginning didn't believe in him. They really I don't want to say threw him off. Threw him off is not the right word. They really wrote him off.
Yeah.
That's the proper English term. They really wrote him off. Right in the beginning, before even knowing what he was about, coming from Cameroon side, doing the good things that he did there, putting them back within the elites of African football, and coming here with a set idea of what it takes, and coming from also, I think, coming from Belgium. I'll explain a little bit why. Coming from Belgium and playing in the time where Belgium was also developing into that type of a country where they invested in their own talent.
Yes.
So he sort of thought that, you sort of looked at it that he's coached in Africa before, he's been around in Africa, and when he's been in these countries, he sees less of a structure internally. And that in turn makes these countries pick players, not even more players from the diaspora. I won't say they're players from the country. They're not from there. They're from the diaspora, most of them. So in South Africa, because of the structured league, because of the professionalism of the league, we're not saying that South African players cannot or are not in Europe, but we're saying we have so much of a professional league and so much of an organization that we can be competitive by picking players from our own league. And that's something that Hugo Broos recognized early on. And speaking about Hugo Broos and recognition, if you look at his latest squad, just his latest squad also shows that he knows how to go full circle and also picks players at the right time, depending on the form that they're in. He's not a legacy coach. Percy Tau has been a legacy player. He's been good for him, but at the moment, Percy Tau doesn't have a place. Other coaches would have brought him along because of the name value. If Zwan is not fit, Zwan is not going to be brought along because of his name value. This guy only plays you if he feels that you're fit enough and you're going to make an impact for Bafana. And I think that's something that we've been missing for a long time.
Nah, it's a huge from the jump and scrapped all the big dogs. It was already questionable from just a fellow South African and what we've been used to or what we've been taught. But this is the system. This is how it works. Teko Modise plays with Shabalala, plays with Kakle Kompela, plays with all these star players of each team are going to start for us. Question about it. So for him to break it down like that and bring the philosophy of Belgian football in the progressiveness and bring it to South Africa, I feel like also Hugo Broos, with what he's done with South Africa, I think a lot of coaches have now adapted with the style of trying out to play a good enough youngster over an experienced player within their squads, within clubs. So I'm saying, like, what he's done. He's opened up that playing field. That guys, there's no need to stay on like standard procedure. No. Sometimes experience, in as much as it's important, but as like are play well in those positions. So teams like if Pirates, Hope, Sundowns, everyone is going into the young phase. So
And I think a big factor with that, we need to also clap hands with the guys at the top of the PSL for introducing the DDC.
yes, that's another one.
I was just speaking about that the other time, coach. What are your thoughts about the introduction of the DDC? And I'll speak on those, also the high performance leagues around the country that have improved. And also a lot of clubs now in developing, investing in the development structures, and also lot of high performance academies popping up for football.
Mm.
Coach, can you take me there?
This is something I was begging for years. Academies or youth, because I remember when I was young, I used to watch Chelsea TV.
Yeah.
Chelsea TV would also show the youth games. So at a young age, I was exposed to youth football while already being over football. And then, so I feel like that was very important also in South Africa. And I always said, in South Africa, that's why we Springboks, we got so good. Because we were showing on TV college leagues for rugby.
Yes,
We were showing high school, Greys, Marties. We all know that stuff because they used to play on TV,
Yeah.
but we never had it for football. And I always felt like we were just, if South Africa could get to that stage, because we're so good as a South Africa, besides just being talented individuals, just the structures we have, the things we can do with our infrastructure and everything, just in general. So when you put into sports, that's where you see the athletics, the rugby. They've been doing it for so long, and football has always been just behind.
Behind the scenes.
Every single thing was there. Kudala zazikhona academies ijonga youth apha eSouth Africa nje basketball even, but not football. We would never take our football there. So eventually with the DDC, that's when it came in. And when that started happening, you saw the football, it got better. The youngsters were leaving early. There's this crop,
Youngsters are going straight from the DDC.
they're going straight from the
Players
DDC.
who haven't played, Tyron Adams.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. Smith.
Okay, Tylen Smith.
Play of senior games. A lot of players, the plain people know.
There's a lot of players that
He
don't
didn't
play
the
senior games.
He went straight from the DDC to
Wow.
show that the DDC and the DDC, right? A lot of people are saying, yeah, but there are a lot of DDC players that don't eventually make it in the PSL. But there's a lot of footballers who start football who don't eventually make it professional. Professional is the elite of the elite. I'm not expecting everyone from the DDC, but the DDC is given an opportunity for players to shine. Also, you look at there's a GDL, the Gauteng Development League. Also, a very good league. It plays on TV, like you say. There's exposure. You can see the teams playing. The Highlands Parks,
Yes.
for example. They're not a huge club anymore when it comes to their first team, but they're very big when it comes to development. Here in Cape Town, they are the leagues, the bigger leagues, with the bigger clubs. We can do better in terms of getting our teams televised as well, and having high performance leagues that are on that wavelength as that. I mean, having the Cape Town cities and the Stellenbosches and all of those clubs playing together on a regular basis, being televised, exposing these kids to interviews and media very early. It will give these kids an opportunity to grow within this limelight. And also, we need to grow our football. The only thing missing from our football is the miscellaneous things.
Okay.
I think what we need to add in our football is we need to add like the things on the outskirts, like agents, managers, image consultants, all of those type of things.
I think it comes from when you talk about exposure. I think it comes from top level. Sports like squash, water polo, hockey, rugby are all within a specific group.
Well-acclaimed
So-
sports internationally.
Ebola, in as much as it's played around, I don't think it's as important to that demographic. So that's why there's been an imbalance in that, because this
Yeah.
side in football, it's run by us, our demographic, and they've never seen a future in it or anything like that. But thank you, Hugo Broos. Thank you, Hugo Broos, for helping South
Just remind
Africa.
that nigga there, bro. Eh?
Yeah.
But now you're
I will.
spitting with that, actually.
Thank you, Hugo Broos, for putting us on, and we appreciate everything that you've done for Bafana Bafana. It's up to you now, gents. 2010 is a long
Let's
time ago, almost 16 years ago.
let's
Bro.
let's not go too much off topic. Let's stay on
Yeah, no, I'm
on